Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. We are just one day away from the unofficial start of summer, and I think we are all hoping for some much needed nice weather. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Leone to kick things off tonight to find out what's in store. Jeremy?
Oh, a lovely weekend is in store. I truly believe that. But right now, let's start with a rumble of thunder just to the west of town. Got some reports coming in from Browns Edition, people saying, hey, it's really booming, but it's just a storm now making its way up toward Airway Heights. We're going to record a little official rain on this. It's going to be added to the official count for the day, which is going to make things interesting. Overall, most of us don't get it. You got to get all the way up near Inchelium to find some of those thunderstorms. That one now falling apart as it makes its way over the mountains. But for the most part, we're going to watch these things just kind of fall apart overnight. Tomorrow, we'll get another round of them. I think more widespread in the afternoon. And right now, forecast models are focusing those in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Do we see them? Really depends on where they start up earlier in the day. Saturday, we have a better shot with a few more widespread showers. But all in all, it looks like it's going to be mostly sunny and mostly dry through the weekend. Sure, we've got a chance of some storms, but those are pretty isolated or scattered in nature.
All right, we'll certainly take it, Jeremy. Thank you very much. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Well, starting today, thousands of drivers are expected to hit the road for Memorial Day weekend, so we are here to make your planning a little bit easier. Right here in Spokane, the average gas price is $4.48 for a gallon. That is up from last week's average of $4.35. As for the entire state, Washington's average sits at $4.63 a gallon, up just a little bit from last week when prices were at $4.59 a gallon. Another thing to note, if you are heading through Idaho, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office is warning that deadly crashes are on the rise. According to the Coeur d'Alene Press, there have been more than 6 deadly crashes in North Idaho just in the last 2 months. The Sheriff's Office says most have involved high speed, alcohol, or traffic violations. Deputies warn to be extra cautious if you're heading out of town for the holiday weekend. Well, deputies in Yakima have identified a teen girl shot to death and dumped in a field. 17-year-old Samantha Kalinchuk was homeless and living in Spokane. At this hour, deputies are not saying much about the circumstances surrounding the case or if they've identified a suspect. But tonight, Shauna Formang told KREM 2 that she gave Samantha a place to stay for a few months here in Spokane, and she claims Samantha was groomed by a convicted sex offender and disappeared with him in Yakima County this winter.
She was shocked and scared. She blocked his number and she didn't want anything to do with him. I don't know how she ended up talking to him again. Sam thought she was invincible and that he wasn't going to hurt her and that wouldn't happen to her, but it can happen.
Shauna says she has evidence, or shared evidence rather, with authorities ever since Samantha went missing. Her body was found on April 30th. KREM 2 has reached out to the Yakima County Sheriff's Office to see if they have a suspect. We will update you as this story develops. In other news this evening, at one point it was home to more than 600 people. Now the homeless camp known as Camp Hope could be empty as soon as June 30th. That is the target date to get the remaining handful of campers still there into housing. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy visited the camp today, which continues to shrink.
Well, things look drastically different here inside the fence at Camp Hope. Just take a look behind me. A lot more empty space, and we have seen at least one RV being towed out. We are waiting on another one to be pulled away. Jules Helping Hands says they are on track to have this completely vacant in a month. There are still those who call this plot of Washington DOT land home for now, but maybe not for long.
We're getting closer to the end of Camp Hope.
The remaining 20 campers here could be out, or at least close to housing, within a month.
We're looking towards the end of June to have housing lined up or offered to individuals.
It is a much different view inside the fence than even a month ago. For Julie Garcia, it's a sign of hope.
The emptiness of the camp signifies, one, a reduction in the footprint of this neighborhood, but also the real help that is given and being offered to people experiencing homelessness.
Help former campers like Henry Grisby III say.
So this is the Audi Quattro that I acquired.
Set them up for another chance at life.
That's from just hard work. I guess I would say that's what they tell me is from my hard work.
Grisby had been in Camp Hope for around a year, watching it grow to more than 600 people.
It was like an unruly college campus.
Now he's graduated from this place, but also from a job skills class and into a job and his own apartment.
It's a sense of stability. That's something that I think was one of my barriers, was being stable somewhere and having, my stuff, my property, me, and a good state of mind.
The work isn't done. The state continues to collaborate with the city of Spokane in court. Brian Coddington agrees the two sides are close to an agreement on camp's closure.
We expect that shortly with the state we'll have a joint filing with the judge regarding a plan to close and a date certain to close.
For Grisby and so many others, Camp Hope's already shrinking in the rear view, and who knows what's ahead.
And I got this Audi to do that with me. We just stay in our own lane, try to go forward, that's it.
So as for what happens with this lot after the remaining campers are out, WashDOT tells me that is still in the planning stages, but you may see these fences around the area for a while after the camp is closed. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Meantime, in Portland, 10 people with disabilities have filed a lawsuit against the city because tents set up by homeless people are blocking the sidewalk, violating rules put into place by the Americans with Disabilities Act. In the same day, the city released an ordinance designed to address that very issue. The time and place ordinance would ban all camping on sidewalks from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. The attorney representing clients that filed the lawsuit says their efforts, along with the ordinance, can make a difference.
But they do work hand in glove. And I think together they will help assure all Portlanders that the sidewalks, at least, will be unimpeded.
The lawsuit seeks to put $8 million toward clearing the sidewalks in the first year. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Spokane police are still searching for 2 suspects tonight after a standoff shut down several buildings in downtown Spokane today. Take a look at your screen. Police are searching for John Gardner as well as Mary Spencer. Officials say they are considered to be armed and dangerous. Earlier today, the caller said an armed man and woman stole a woman's purse and then took off. They ultimately ended up in a Catholic Charities apartment complex on 1st and Division.
He does have a handgun, so it's a dangerous situation, and hence the extra precautions.
Police and the SWAT team eventually made entry into the apartment, but the suspects were not there. This is the developing story. We'll make sure to keep you updated as new information is made available. The Spokane Police Academy could soon be seeing major upgrades thanks to state funding. Today, state and city leaders secured more than $1 million for renovations and an expansion. They said improving the police academy was a top priority, but funding was in doubt through the entire legislative session, but it finally came together at the last minute. And the date has been set for the sentencing of Lori Vallow Daybell. She is the Eastern Idaho mother who was convicted of murdering her 2 children, JJ and Ty Lee, as well as conspiring to murder her current husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell. She'll be sentenced for those crimes coming up on July 31st over in Fremont County in Eastern Idaho. The death penalty has been taken off the table, meaning she faces up to life in prison. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them right to your phone.
I don't think that enough has changed in light of the magnitude of the problems that we are dealing with.
3 years ago, the death of George Floyd marked a change in the nation, but tonight activists say it's still not enough. In the last 3 years, the officers involved were convicted on federal and state charges. George Floyd's brother created an organization to promote social justice in Floyd's honor. In a statement today, President Joe Biden urged Congress to enact meaningful police reform and send it to his desk to sign. Across the globe, work is underway tonight to clear debris from a centuries-old cotton tree that was destroyed by torrential rain. The tree was a national symbol that stood in Sierra Leone's capital in West Africa. Officials say the 400-year-old tree withstood storms before, but this week's rain left behind nothing but a stump. No one was hurt in the storm, but the community says it is a monumental loss.